Everyone, happy Friday evening. Wow, fantastic. We reached to the end of the week, and now from this point onwards, for the next 48 hours, I want you to relax. Okay, relax. 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. I want you to work, regenerate yourself using these 48 hours. Okay, I believe whatever you plan at the start of the week, you have already achieved that one, and you might be looking forward to a weekend now, or maybe some of you might be right now in that mode to complete things before you go home, and the last check, to ensure that everything is correct. Some of you might be already started your weekend. Okay, so I just want you to find quick 10-15 minutes, sit somewhere at no distraction free zone if possible. If you're driving, plug in your headphones, or you can have your Bluetooth on and listen me on the LinkedIn directly. Today I'm going to share with you one more blind spot which we generally carry in our career on day-to-day basis. Okay, especially for the project manager's point of view I'm talking about. Okay, so before I go into the topic today, I want to quickly introduce myself. Those who are very, very new to me, I want to, welcome to all of you. Thank you for attending this session, this quick live talk. And those who are attending it regularly, daily basis with me, awesome guys. I mean, you really inspire me. Because of you, actually, I feel motivated and coming up with this new ideas and sharing all this to you. So please like this live talk if this is really adding value to you. Share it to the right people whose life you want to change or transform. Okay, and yeah, give me some more ideas if you want to discuss or want me to talk on something. I would like to share my experiences of last 22 plus years of building PMOs, leading teams, and working on mid-career people. So I'm a leadership coach, and I help mid-career project managers who are stuck into their career. They have potential, but they are not really clear about it, and they are not really aware about their strengths. And also some of them, you have those uh, limiting belief or myth which you are carrying, which is stopping you to go to the next level. Okay, so I'm helping all of those mid senior, mid career people who are really good into their work, but that performance, that expertise is now blocking you to go to the next level, because somewhere you really comfort with that work. Okay, and the people at the top in your organization, they're looking you as only the executioner or the person who delivered the task. They're not able to see you as a strategic leader. This is where I play. I help you guys to move from that, change that perception about you, and build that ecosystem for you. And I call this as the influence ecosystem, where you operate on daily basis with your core leadership values, core leadership character style, where you don't need motivation on every day to get when you get up in the morning. You don't need that motivation. You operate with that mindset, and you create impact on people, influence on people, and through that you attract leadership opportunities, and at the same time the high income leader roles basically. Okay, that's just where I help you guys. So that's about me. So I want you to take pen and paper and make as many notes as you can through this session, because I'm going to share with you some strategies, some lesson learns, also some leadership insights. Okay, cool. So let's get into the topic. So before I share the topic name, I want to ask you a question. That tell me, how many of you feel like you are always busy? Your calendar is full. Your day is packed with meetings and follow-ups, but still your career is not growing the way you expected. Okay? Is that something you also right now experiencing? Okay, type yes in the comment section, please, because I want to see how many of you really going through this phase right now. I want to share with you an uncomfortable truth here. See, being busy is not the same as being impactful. Today I want to talk about this. What's the difference between this? And the topic of today's live talk is confusing activity with impact at the workplace. Okay, now I want to share with you a hidden trap behind this. See, in most of the organization, activity is visible. For example, attending the meetings, you sending emails, you responding to the MS Team chats, Slacks, okay, you tracking the tasks. So, so people assume that this guy is working a lot of work. He's doing a lot of work, huh? But you know what? Leadership is not measured by these activities. It is measured by the outcomes those activities are producing. Okay, I want you to read this book. I got the fantastic, powerful idea from this book. The book name is Measure What Matters, and the book author is John Doerr. So John explained in this book the concept of OKR, objective and key results. Okay, you might have heard about that one, right? It is the one of the tool to bring consensus within the people. It's a kind of a goal setting, making the everyone in the team to have the clear roadmap, have the clear clarity about what to be delivered as one common mission. So OKR focuses on the outcomes, not effort. OKR focuses on results, not tasks. So if your work is not linked to measurable outcomes, it may not create the real value. Do you agree with me? Type yes in the comment section. Yeah. So I'll share with you one real workplace example from my project experiences. I was working on a project. We had two project managers. The first one was extremely active, superb, and always in meetings, always following up, always updating trackers. Very busy person. But the second one was really different. He was focusing on critical milestones. He was focusing on aligning the stakeholders, okay, closing that loops between which may cause conflicts, mitigating the risks, and he attended very few meetings. But you know what? He drove the key outcomes of the project. And at the end of the project, you know what happened? The first PM, he was just seen as a regular employee coming to office, 9 to 5, hardworking, delivering the task. But the second PM was seen as impactful and he was leadership ready. That was a big lesson. That was a big lesson for me also, that activity creates visibility. Hmm? Because it is visible. If you are delivering the meeting, going to attending the meetings, you tracking your daily hurdles and all that, that is visible. That activity creates visibility. But you know what? Impact creates growth. Yeah. Please note this down in your notepad. And if you're really resonating with me, just type yes in the comment section. I want you to write impact in the comment section if you're really listening me, okay, and noting it down. So what is the? I want to share a leadership insight in this one, and for that I want you to read one more powerful book. The book name is Outcomes Over Output. Now this book, it explains a critical shift. See, output is what you produce, and outcome is what changes because of it. Easy to understand? Output is what you produce, but the outcome is what changes because of it. Many professionals focus on output, okay? Leaders focus on outcomes. Many professionals focus on output, leaders focus on outcomes. Is If nothing changes because of your work may not be impactful. Is that a bulb on moment for you? Type yes in the comment section. Yeah. I'll go a little deeper into this one to get that understanding of the reality. You know, I would want you to read one more book. The book name is Execution. I think the book author, Bossidi and Ramcharan. I mean, sorry, I don't remember the full names of these authors, but Ramcharan is and Bossidi. These are the names I remember. The authors explain in that book that leaders are judged by their ability to translate the plans into results, not just by efforts. So many professionals, they stay in the activity mode because it is it feels productive, right? It avoids difficult thinking. It keeps them busy. That's a comfort for so many of us. Okay, that's why we like doing that one. So many professionals stay in activity mode because it feels productive. It is avoiding difficult thinking. It keeps them busy. But leadership requires something else. It requires you need to prioritize what is really matters to you. You need to make decisions. You need to take the ownership of the outcomes. And this is where actually the question comes again in our mind, that Tushar, how is it going to possible? How I can make this shift from where I am only focusing on that activity mode to leadership mode where I can own the outcome? Yeah, I will going to share with you three practical shifts that you should start implementing right now. Before you get into the office on Monday, get the practical, get this noted down properly in your notepad. Okay, the shift number one. Some of us feel saying that, oh, I'm so busy. But busy, as I mentioned to you, being busy is not means it's not mean that you're productive, or it's not mean that you're producing outcome. So I want you to move from the busy work approach or mindset to outcome work approach or mindset. So ask yourself daily, you know, what results am I driving today? Not Don't ask this question like what task I am going to complete today. you know Rather than asking how many meetings I am attending, ask this question: what is the outcome I'm going to bring by attending that meeting? What is the change we're going to bring in? you know that's actually moving from getting busy to becoming more outcome focused. That's the first shift. Second shift is, I want you to stop tracking activities. Okay, that's again, it puts you into that mode of um, activity completing person or an task manager mode. So stop tracking activities and start driving the impact of those activities. Okay, so again, the output versus outcome. What you produce is the output. That means your activity completion. You develop a report, let's say you develop a designs, you develop a code. That's the activity you completed. But then what is the change it created? What is the impact it created? That you should drive. Okay, I think I told this example many times in my previous discussions also. Let's say you are a project manager, and if I ask you to install the street lights in the remote village of India, this is just a let's say project. Okay, and if you are a normal average project manager uh, who give follows the instructions been given, you would say that, or you might suppose you are a task manager, you would say that, okay, we have installed 300 street lights in the remote village of India within time, within budget, within quality. That's actually very very normal. No one get influenced or get inspired, or no one feel inspired by this one. This is the bare minimum that you have to do because you're getting paid for it, right? So here is only focus on producing the output. Okay, now I want you to move to the driving impact mode. So if you are a project manager, if you say something like this, that okay, we have installed 300 street lights in the remote village of India within time, within budget, within quality, which has helped us to reduce the petty thefts happening in the village in the evening time, which has increased the women's safety by X percentage, which has increased the evening coaching classes attendance, women's coaching class attendance by 70%, which has reduced, which has increased the business between the village and the nearby cities by 40%. That's the impact you should drive. So when you know that impact is going to happen, then when you're undertaking the work, just imagine what level of efforts you will put, because you are eyeing towards the impact, you're driving towards an impact. Okay, so I'll tell you one more example. One of my mentee, he was managing a team of designers for designing the metro. Okay, that's for Mumbai project, Mumbai region, and he, they are very highly qualified people. But then, they were not really engaged with each other. They are not collaborating with each other. So I asked him, to stop the work for some time, because I want him to bring them together as one team, and give them a proper clarity that what is the essence of they being coming together. And he did a miracle there. He actually invited people under one roof for a brainstorming session and as a team building activity. And then he just asked them one question, that, guys, we are all coming here as a team and we are designing the metro. Just let me know what you think, what you perceive, that what will be the commuter's life when this metro will start. And he gave them to put down those ideas on the flip charts. And people in the group, they put down their ideas. When they come up with their ideas, what people have come up with, metro will be going to save at least 30 minutes on every day of their precious life, or precious time. And so some say, within a nurse may reach to a hospital 30 minutes before and can serve more patients. A student can complete one more chapter while on the ride. And maybe a father who would like to reach to home early and can have a dinner with their kids. So when the people started imagining the impact of their work, the silos have broken down, the isolation which we have that broken down, and people come together for one common purpose. So move from that tracking activity mode to driving impact mode. And finally, the third shift is, I want you to move from doing more to thinking better. Again, this third shift is inclining towards your identity. See, if you act like someone who is always busy, you will stay stuck. And if you act like someone who creates results, or who creates impact, who drives the impact, your focus shifts and your career moves. Do you agree with me? Type yes in the comment section. So these are the three shifts. I want you to implement it, and I hope you have noted it down. Okay. Now we come to the close of this topic. But before that, I would like to give you one more powerful thought, is that being busy feels productive, but it can also be misleading, because leadership is not about doing more, it is about creating more impact. So next time, if you feel busy, just ask yourself, what is actually changing because of my work? That question can transform your career. Now, if this message resonates with you, if this message connected with you, I want you to type impact in the comment section. And in case you are one of those mid-career project managers who are working 10 hours, 12 hours, weekends, late hours working, working on weekends, you're not able to say no to anything, to the people, you're not able to maintain that boundaries for yourself, and you getting more work on your plate, I want you to have a one-to-one with me. This is where you need to break this pattern. Okay, these habits which you have created these habits for not only you, but also the people who are working with you. They also automatically, knowingly, unknowingly, they are also following the same. So I want you to be aware that you are responsible for the environment you want to create around you. Okay, you are that leadership environment. If you want to be a leader, I want you to set up a one-to-one with me. The link in the comment section, or you can go to my LinkedIn profile and book an appointment with me. Okay, in that one-to-one call, let's discuss more in detail what's really happening in your life, why this is happening. There are blind spots we are carrying. Let's go and uncover those blind spots. Okay, so that's this call is for. And I also want to invite you to my Sunday webinar, which is Project Leadership Mastery. There again, you're going to learn, I think, 7 to 8 different blind spots we generally carry in our projects. And I'm going to teach you a 3-step influential little blueprint, which actually I have practiced and exercise on while in my leadership role, as well as on the mentees who I'm right now mentoring or coaching. Okay, so that's on Sunday at 10 a.m. The link in the comment section also. And yeah, and join my WhatsApp group if you really want to connect with like-minded people. We are collaborating with each other. We are learning and growing together. So that's what today I would like to sign off now from. This is Tushar Chaudhary, a leadership coach from Bangalore, and I'll be coming again tomorrow with one more leadership insight, where I'm going to expose one more blind spot. Okay. Until that moment, implement what we learned today, book the one-to-one slot with me, attend my webinar on Sunday. Okay, join my WhatsApp community, Influential Leader Hub. And until that moment, take care of yourself and God bless you. Have a great weekend.